My name is Danielle Minard. I am reviewing the product Greenhouse, the recruiting ATS software. Myself, I'm Danielle. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm working from my home office. I'm privileged enough to work for a fully remote company. It's been remote even before COVID days. I am a learning and development manager at this remote company I work at, which means I build workshops. I determine what's working, what's not working across the company, in our culture, and how we work, and work to build programs to support that, support the stuff that's working, and intervene in the stuff that's not. And that's through workshops, e learning. I hire and manage a team. I support our recruiting team a lot with their professional development and recruiting policies as well. All right. So the product itself, Greenhouse, is deceptively easy. So much that it becomes difficult. What I mean by that is that there's only so much you can do in Greenhouse. You input information about candidates, you can look up candidates and track candidates. You can, after an interview, input information about those candidates from the interview. And that's what I find really deceptively confusing about Greenhouse is when you are in an interview or completing an interview and then you input your feedback. Because after you've inputted your feedback, there's like three different ways that you can get back to what you submitted about the interview with this candidate. And each one shows like a slightly different view every time, um, which is challenging. But with enough clicking, I always find that I'm able to get back to where I need to be in Greenhouse. My favorite features of the product are that overall you can customize what you need in Greenhouse for how you run your interview process, how you run your candidate process. So, what I mean by that is you can automate early stages of the process, or at least for us, it's early stages of the process where you can answer specific questions. The candidate can answer questions in the application, and if they answer in a certain way, they can be automatically rejected and sent to multiple different email templates that you set up for them. That's really useful for high volume roles where you get a lot of candidates. It's also useful that you can customize the questions that you ask for the interview process, and you can customize sort of like where elements show up on that page. So I find that really useful, the customization and automation features. Yes, the product can improve in the same ways I've described in the videos for what is difficult about the product. So, specifically, what's difficult about the product is that there are too many ways that you can get to the same information in Greenhouse. For example, you submit your information from an interview, you fill out all the fields. How do you find that? It's really confusing to know where to find that, even though it's really important data to get to quickly. So, specifically, how I'd like to see Greenhouse improve that is have these like this is a specific suggestion, but have specific tabs that are easy to get to with the core information you need from the interview process. So, one tab that's always available at all times, wherever you are about the candidate, would say candidate information that they've submitted, like resume, questions from their application, etc. Another section would say interview responses from the interview panel, and another Greenhouse for me is an 8. It is easy to plug into all of your other systems. It's easy to use their automation features. It is one of the most popular ATSs out there for a reason. It's aesthetically pleasing, which is a real thing that impacts if people at your company will use the tool or not. It overall gives us what we